mid-January garden tour. I unfortunately lost coverage of the first of the year. That's alright, we can come back around again. I had moved my herbs over here when they trimmed up the tree, and I will probably attach that footage in here. Getting ready to trim the big eucalyptus tree. Here is the before. They are getting ready. Hopefully to give that area more shade. No, more sun. They are finished trimming the tree, and it has opened up the space quite a bit. Looks great. Gonna get a bunch more sun over in this area. I haven't reassembled the green stock yet. I was gonna put that probably here. It's gonna be easier to water, even though it's not gonna be symmetrical. And then I'll move those 2 white buckets over here. But it looks good. Smells good. It's a eucalyptus tree. And if we walk over here, son's old truck, chicken wire to keep cats out, compost bins. I had them leave my mulch, and it smells really good, like a eucalyptus. And I'm going to take the mulch and mulch the yard. I just never get around to planting grass, and decided I'm just going to do some wood chips in it since they were free. But back to the garden tour. We got parsley. These are the daikon radishes. I probably should look down there and see if anything is in there. These are carrots, and the new carrots I planted. I need to go in there and thin this out. I haven't got to that yet. Alright, you see any daikon radishes over here? No, not yet. This jicama bread plant I do need to tear out, with or without any jicama down there. It probably has another month, and then I'll take it out. Still producing a few tomatoes on this tomato plant that's been in there almost a year. We got opal basil, cilantro, thyme, oregano. Where's Garden Katie? Garden Katie number 1. Meow, meow. Louie. Hi. Hi, Louie. Sorry, I always get distracted by my fur babies. This is the Anaheim pepper plant. Still going strong, still has flowers, got some babies on there. These, look at these. These are nice and big. Looks like I had some beans down there that I wasn't aware of. Got this basil, and it has this, I don't know if it's just like a fungus or what it is. All my basil plants will come out. I have planted them in the house, new seedlings. Did trim down this kohlrabi pepper plant. This was just a normal bell pepper plant. Calendula coming in. I think this was called the Zoolites calendula. Bell pepper plants trimmed up. This Black Beauty is almost to the point where they can be pulled. They should look like this. These are just little tiny ones on this one. I don't know why it doesn't do as well over here. Green onion has done well. This has survived since the end of the summer, and I just cut and come again on that. Looks like we got a zinnia back there coming up. The cucamelon did take quite a big hit with the frost. The tomato plant is falling over. These are chives. The first time. Oh, nope. It says green onion. Green onion. I was going to say I don't have good luck with chives. There's a few in here that always seem to. I don't plant a bunch and don't get a whole lot. Tomato arch is doing well. Surprised it has continued to live over the winter. There is a cucamelon in here. You can see all the dead parts from the frost that we had. Frost wasn't too bad, but did take a hit on the cucumber plant, wrapping around the back side. Another pepper plant Not quite sure. Garden kitty, what are you getting into? Hey. Yeah, you're not allowed in the garden. That is what all these cattle panel 4 is in all my gardens, is to keep the garden kitties from pooping in the garden. Coming down here, nice chocolate tomato plant. Nothing has came, flowered on. It's been too cold. Looks like I do got a beet here that I need to pull out. And over here, tomatillos have died. The broccoli, oh, let there be a head. Let there be a head. And no head yet. 2 broccoli plants wrapping around. Purple basil, I'm letting it go to flower. All these, I'm just letting them go to flower until I need to plant in my peppers. The peppers go in these containers. Peas. This is golden sweet peas. That's a pretty little flower on that, if I can get that in focus. That's a little pretty thing. Let's put you on the trellis. A basil plant there. I'm not quite sure what this is. I'm not sure if it's char, beet, probably a beet. Some lettuce in here. Oh, I didn't know this calendula was over there. Calendula, more basil, more tomatoes. Oh, look at the weird shape of that one. It's like a double. The pear ones have been doing quite well and quite tasty. Another calendula. This is a big bunch of parsley doing well. Again, pepper plants I trimmed up. Coming down the back side, the Swiss chard. That is a celery that I put in there that was from the grocery store. It's been about a year and really hasn't done anything, but I'd let it be. There is beets in here. I need to check the drip irrigation. That does not look very wet. Tomatillo. Oh, don't look at the aphid mess on the kale. I hate kale. Oh, I shouldn't say hate, that's a strong word. I don't like the taste of kale, but I plant it because that will get the aphids and it won't get the lettuce or the beets. And that lettuce has gone to seed. Need to pull him. Oh no, that one went to seed too. These are all beets in here. More beets in here. They look just about ready. Coming down to the green stalk. Got some Swiss chard, some spinach, the lettuce. Look how pretty that Merlot lettuce is. Now this one was all planted from seed and doing well. I did have problems with cauliflower never coming up. The broccoli keeps getting a ton of aphids. I need to figure out what to spray them with. Ooh, don't want to touch that. And yeah, they're shame. Look at all the aphids. Shame. I need to mix up some neem oil and get on that. Deal that went to seed. They're starting to seed, but those are some pretty little flowers. On the back end, there's a Napa tomato that's never done quite well. Some amaranth on the other side. Some peas coming in. Some Malabar spinach. Now this pea section is doing well. Nothing has flowered yet, but it is getting nice and full. In the front is radishes. And these were turnips planted there, but they didn't do well, and I had a bunch of indoor lettuce starts, so I transported the lettuce starts in here, and we'll see if they take off. They were a lot in the small pack that I had, and we'll see if it works. Planted more of the tomato lettuce starts over here, some green onion, bee balm. I don't think bee balm likes the cold. Basil going to seed. This is the milkweed. This is bee balm. What is this? This is lemon balm. But this one is mostly things I transplanted that I brought back from the ranch in the fall. These are some Mamma Mia peppers down here. I do have a hard time remembering, if I don't come out in the garden, rotating the green stalk 360 degrees. But seems to be working. Got some little finger carrots here. Then we're getting into some baby bok choy and some kohlrabi and all of the peas. The Anaheim Peppers over here have done well. They're starting to change color. A few of them need to be picked. Still never planted anything this bed because I still want to reset it. And I have been waiting patiently for this purple basil that fell over. That's still alive, but I wanted it to harvest the seeds, but I have to wait till all the seed pods turn brown, and there's still quite a bit of purple on them. Coming over here to the jalapenos. They just remind me of Christmas lights when they start to turn. I do need to trim him back. I haven't done that yet, but was waiting for the last of the peppers. The one monster beet that's been in there almost a year. I don't know how he got missed. The back side of the empty bed. Garden kitty that can go on the outside, can't go in the bed. And I was hoping to make this into a strawberry zone. Haven't quite got there yet. And still working on it. Big changes will be coming soon when all the peppers and the tomatoes and the temperature warms up a little bit. I do have over here in this greenhouse, let's see here, onions that never, or chives that never came up inside. These are a few zinnia plants, chamomile, zinnia, calendula. This is African daisy. And then there was some tomato plants that just were not fitting on the shelf on the inside, and I thought they were going to die, so I gave them one last chance to come out here before I pull them. And another tomatillo. They are getting so tall they were hitting the lights on the inside. But that is the garden tour from the outside. I'm just going to put the greenhouse back down. I never did pin it down. It's been nice. I just flip it up and down. Scared garden kitty. But this is the mid-January garden tour. Seedling update. I planted these back on 12/2. You can see that. And I actually fertilized them for the first time on Christmas Day. But I had separated them out. 4 head came up in each pot. And I separated them out to do 1 in each pot. And as you see, I've gone back to doing 4 across the bottom. I did separate the lights back out. I don't know if you can see in there, but I did put tin foil in the gap in the middle. Most of the stuff I learned is on YouTube, but it seems like to be going well. These up here I started a little later. I think they were like 2 weeks behind. There's tape on one of the sides, and these are all separated out and doing well. I will eventually have 4. I did do some more peppers. These are peppers I had in my garden that I saved the seeds and was testing, and the orange bites came up, and other ones haven't came up yet. But these were planted on 12/12. Basil, cilantro, some flowers, some more peppers and tomatoes I got in stock, and then more peppers and tomatoes up here. This tomatillo back there is throwing things off. He's so tall I have to keep raising it, but these aren't quite at his level. So that is one problem I have ran into, of certain things wanting to be at different levels of the light. But everything is going well so far. Like I said, I did fertilize for the first time the other day, and I am extremely happy with the progress we have made. Outside garden tour. These are my aloe veras that I had separated out last spring into different plants. Garden kitty. Over here is the rose bush I planted in memory of my sister. My second rose that is starting to open. This one is done. There's some zinnias in here and some African daisy, and those are my plant starts I take out to get some morning sun. Bougainvillea that needs to be trimmed. And over here is calendula that has done wonderful, some milkweed, some zinnia. We'll see how well these survive it being so cold. There's an African daisy. But this is my, not really garden, but my outdoor front portion. where I still plant things and take things out to sunbathe. But thank you for learning and growing with the woodpile.